Podcast, August 16th, 2020. What is going on, SMT Nation? It is your boy, the SMT. I am currently alone, but I'm being joined by the great Carlos S. Tech. What is up, my brother?
What up, man? What's going on?
There's one heck of an avatar, dude. Let me tell you, man.
Of course, man. The best in the West.
What's up, bro? What's happening? How you doing?
All right, man. Just getting ready to... I was going to put this video to go on later on today about some news.
Nice. Can you give us a premiere time? Are you going to premiere it, or how are you going to do this, bro?
It's just a little quick video, bro. It's just a little quick news updates. Little quick
heavy,
updates.
Is it heavy or is it little? What you got for me, bro?
It's pretty heavy, bro.
It's
going
heavy?
to be... Yeah, I feel bad for some people where they live somewhere. They might have to relocate or get a new job.
Gotcha.
Yep.
What is up, my brother? See over.
Oh man, the good old CEO. But what up, bruh?
The technician is in the house. What's happening, bruh? He might be setting up his audio. He might be still on mute.
Can you hear me?
I do.
All right. What's going on with y'all, man? How y'all
Hey,
doing?
brother, what's happening, bro? Hey, the pull up, man. The pull up last night.
That was we went in. We got very technical.
That's how it's done, bro.
Yes, sir.
Good to have you both. Thank you for coming through. Sent the link out. You guys coming through
it.
for me. Appreciate it. Big shout out to Mike West who is here tonight. Kathy is also in the house. Stacey, I see you. What is up, bruh? Gene is here. Kazi is in the house. Hopefully I said that right. See who else we got. Fabrizio is here. Jeremy is here. Good to see you, man. Long time no see. Is it me or have sprint speeds drastically changed? Yeah, they definitely have. Sites are actually starting to get decon, so I'd be surprised if you even have signal under certain circumstances. Let's see who else we got here. Josh is in the house. Yeah, hopefully my audio and my video is okay. You never know. We do have technical difficulties. We're not all, see over the technician. We can't pull it off like it was supposed to be pulled,
Right.
What's up, Tech Outlaw? Yeah. Gene, yeah. Angel is here. Who else we got? Daniel's in the house. Max, I see you. 900 Hugo is here. Big Al, what's happening, Chief? Johnny, what is up, my dude? One of the great graduates, one of my graduates in the day. Robert is here. Paul is here. Good to see you guys. Darius in the house. Looks like everybody's starting to pile in. These notifications must be like staggered or something.
Yeah, it's all messed up, man. It's all messed
like it's like it comes in waves. Like every few minutes, you get a rush of like new faces making it over. Vlad. All right, thanks, Robert. Appreciate you, man. Martin, Angel. Oh, who else is here? Did I miss anybody? Gene with the super chat. Thank you for that. Getting the show started right. Nadeem, Arshan, Cash Games. You guys are awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Magenta Speed Testing in the house. Thank you for that super chat. I think we're good. I think we got everybody who's here now. Let's go ahead and get things started. You better be proud to be Johnny Boy. You better be. Lurking in the UK, acechando en las sombras. Come on, Joeseph. Come on now. Didn't know you guys didn't know I knew how to speak that stuff, did you? Yeah. Jeremy, I'm an international player. You feel me? John Dance is here. Ginto is here. Good to see you guys. Jose in the house. Yeah. Bobby. Yeah. Didn't get notification. Saw the tweet. That's what I tell people. There's two things I recommend, bro. YouTube notifications, can't count on them. Discord, where we got the SMT Discord, link in the description box, and then Twitter @SneedTech in the description box. So do check that out. Just some things to do while you're in the description box. There's links for the Patreon page. There's links for the Twitter handle. We've got the audio only version of the podcast. We're on all those podcast apps there too. So yeah, it's all there. Check it out. My email's there if you guys ever need to send me screenshots or let me know what's going on. If you're in the wireless world, give the SMT a tip or something like that. That would be amazing. And ways to donate if you want to do that. So many thanks in advance for that. All right, guys. Topic of today. It's just us three for now. T-Mobile's data management and network management. The topic of today's video. I think I put it out like noonish or something. So the situation there is T-Mobile doesn't really have a traditional QCI. And what we mean by that, for those of you that are not really sure what that means and what the video was about, some people did say they were confused about the video earlier. They didn't really understand all the information in it. And that's why I wanted to do this to follow up. If you have questions about today's videos, you can ask. So please do that. T-Mobile doesn't have the network core that actually distinguishes QCI levels into, like separate tiers. So essentially, one of the things that me and Carlos have really come to appreciate, and I'm not sure, Silva, how much you know about like wireless network cores and stuff. I mean, I know very basic information. All I know is that a company like AT&T with their wireless network, their network core does a really good job of separating tiers and distinguishing the layers of priority. For example, prepaid has a low priority, right? And then business and postpaid and these other tiers also have different locations on the priority list. So usually, and this is pretty much true in most businesses, you pay more, you pay a premium, you get a higher priority or a better product. That's usually how it holds up. So with wireless provider like AT&T, their network cores are set up that top tier, is like first responders. And that's like QCI 6, right? Business, first
Business
responder. Yeah, all these different like high-end tiers. Now, as you go higher in number, so you go from 6 to 7, 7 to 8, the priority decreases. So that means during times of congestion, you may experience slightly slower speeds on your data or, something like that. Like maybe your ping times are a little bit higher, your latency is a little higher, uplink might be a little bit slower. There's a clear difference between each of those tiers. If you used an AT&T business line, you would notice the difference between that and a consumer line. A first responders line would be different than a prepaid line, and so on. Their network operations, their settings, their tiers, how they've got this set up on the core, the brain of their network, right? Their systems does a really good job of that. T-Mobile's is nothing like that. T-Mobile separates their priority on the network based on task. So that means if you're calling, if you're messaging, if you're just using like a video call, that's how they distinguish their data and how they're going to manage the network. Now, here's my problem with it. My problem with it is you have a first responder who needs to use data, and he's going to be on the same priority as somebody who's on Metro PCS. Do you see how, like, I think that's a little bit weird?
Yep.
So, I don't know, Carlos, you've had T-Mobile for a while. Maybe you can speak to your experiences. You've had, regular consumer lines. You've had business lines. Maybe you could comment on it, because I've had a business line for about a year, so I could speak to that. But maybe you could tell me more about your experience in trying the different plans.
Bro, all I'm going to tell you is this. I've tried T-Mobile Business. As you know, I got the Magenta Plus Military Business. I had the Magenta Plus Consumer. I had the highest prepaid. I even tried MVNO, like Family Mobile, Simple Mobile. You know that. I've tried it out for the 5G to see if it had access. So from what I'm going to tell you is the network experience really does not change. I mean, ping times when it came to Simple Mobile and Family Mobile, that's the only time I ever noticed pings being different.
Like really high, right?
Yeah. But other than that, bro, it was you use Metro. I've used Metro too. You use them. You use T-Mobile, regular T-Mobile Business, whatever. It's all the same, bro. Really, I've never felt the difference. It's just the features. That's it.
Big shout out to JR. Thanks for the super chat. Big Sneed. Guess who's Bizak SMT Army? Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while, JR. Good to have you back, man. Glad to see you made it tonight.
Nice.
Appreciate you stopping by, man. Big JR.
Welcome back.
Breadman's Uncle Breadman's in the house. Yeah. Silva, how long you been a customer of T-Mobile? I know it's been multiple years, right?
I've been I've been with prepaid. Oh man.
Well, tell me about all the plans you've had and what you've
2000. I've
noticed.
I've been with T-Mobile since maybe 2004.
Wow. Okay.
Holy crap.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Voice stream days, like barely when it became out of voice stream.
Yeah. Around. Oh, matter of fact, because I remember using the prepaid phone in high school. So, probably right after they changed from voice stream, right? So I was prepaid, and I've had like an actual real account probably since maybe 2007. So I've been with T-Mobile for quite some time.
So tell me about the plans you've had. I know you had a prepaid plan.
I had the
Have you-
prepaid. I had the OG data plans where there was a separate data plan for Android phones.
Wow.
I've had different versions of the family plans. I've switched. I used to have the simple choice plan. Now the plan that I have now is from like maybe 2017.
Okay.
That
So
was
you
the
got
most.
T-Mobile One probably.
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that. Yeah, something like that. So and that was coming from an old ass plan that I didn't change for the past like 7 years.
Wow.
So I don't really like changing my plans a lot. So normally when I get a plan, I just keep it. And if it comes to getting an upgrade for carrier and it comes to changing my plan, I kind of just would go a different route. So the last time I got a phone from a carrier was in 2017 when I got the Note 8, and that was
The
it.
Note 8. So that would have been a few years ago. A
Yeah.
couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so Mikey Tech Review, thanks for the super sticker, man. I'm
Shout
not
out to
sure what
Mikey.
I can't see the
No
sticker
message,
itself,
yeah,
but
no message, yeah.
no. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. And Gene, thanks for your super chat too, man. You're always very generous. Thank you for that. Yeah, I've used Business Magenta, and I've never felt deprioed per se. Honestly, I mean, I've had like some uplink issues, like trying to do live streams and stuff, but I don't think that would have made a difference. And I don't think it would have mattered if it was high on the priority, low on the priority, or whatever. But I know that I've got a couple of people who I trust and I respect, and I know they wouldn't deceive me or try to trick me. They've told me that their Magenta plan, which is T-Mobile's postpaid plans, has the same priority as their old Metro plan did. And then for a while I was just trying Boost Mobile, what, a month ago, 2 months ago, and it had the same priority as my T-Mobile business line, Magenta Business. I was getting the same speeds. The pings were different, but outside of the latency, the uplink and the downlink were exactly the same. And in some moments, I felt the Boost Mobile was faster. Now that's obviously changed since Dish took over, but
Because they
task
base it.
Right. It's the T-Mobile priority is a task-based approach. Basically, calling is the first priority, the SMS, and then it's like multimedia messaging, and then it gets into like your data, and then what it's doing there is it depends on what you're doing with your data. If it's used for video calling, that's got priority over regular web traffic. And then tethering data. This was incredible. I had no idea this was the case. I'd love to look into the AT&T and Verizon setup. If you are a first responder, you're supposed to have the highest priority, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your tethering data is the same across the board as Metro PCS tethering data. It's the same.
Now,
all tethering data on the T-Mobile network has a number 6 priority. It does not matter what your plan is. I think it's 6, bro. I don't know. I'll have to check again.
I remember the tethering on T-Mobile used to be really good. I remember when it was like where you would go to the Starbucks and you'd be able to rock out for like 6-7 hours, whatever, just connecting your phone to the USB and just doing the tether data connection like that. And I never had an issue with it. But as the industry started to change, I began to have more and more issues when it comes to tethering to through T-Mobile where I haven't even done it in years now. Like it's irrelevant to me. Like
It's
it's
not
an
good.
irrelevant. It's not good, and it's just an irrelevant feature, right? It's almost feels like it's faster if I just use the regular data on my phone instead of trying to tether it.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw that. First of all, being task based is one thing, but if a first responder needs to tether data to keep them at that low priority, man, that there's just something kind of rubs me the wrong way. So
That's dangerous, man.
yeah, I mean, who's to question what a first responder is doing with that
Yeah.
data? Like, it should just be like first responder priority needs to be high. It doesn't matter what the task is. This person should have an exclusive type of priority. Something
Yeah.
that separates them from the rest of the users on the network. One of the things that I also noticed in my research on this topic was the heavy user. Which heavy user gets placed near the bottom of the priority? Now, this would be anybody who uses more than 50 gigs of LTE data a month. During times of congestion, they'll be throttled or deprioed, we'll call it. And that's where things kind of got sticky because some people were telling me that they have been deprioed for extended periods of time. Now, when you get deprioed, it's supposed to be momentary. Like as soon as the tower site that you're on starts to alleviate traffic and like users are getting off of it and going to other towers, it's supposed to kind of restore back to normal usage. People are telling me that's not happening. They're being deprioed regardless, time of day, 2, 3 in the morning. Like, nobody's awake. You should be able to use that tower to its full capacity. You shouldn't be deprioed at 2, 3 in the morning. They're telling me they are. So I think we have two issues. Number one, the system that they're using for this network management is flawed. And number two, I think their network core needs to be modified and completely revamped. I don't think it's intelligent enough to actually manage the network correctly. So I know what a network core takes to assemble too. It's going to take a lot of money. It's going to take tons and tons of time. It's probably going to take upwards of 2 or 3 years to develop. I mean, because think about it. I mean, are you into programming, Sioa, at all? Do you do anything, coding, programming?
No coding. No coding.
Okay, I know that there's some people out there that are into that. Could you imagine developing a software system that was going to be operating a national wireless provider? I mean, that's heavy, right?
Well, it's not just it's not just developing it because there's a lot of manufacturers that already, have like a basic core set up.
Yeah, but
it's
how
just
do you?
The fact that you have to program it to the way you want it,
right? And that could take years to figure out,
and a lot of testing.
Sure, you're gonna have to model. You're gonna have to do predictive modeling. You're gonna have to do some testing.
It's the testing that would really take long,
Yeah,
I don't think it wouldn't even be the program. It would really just be the testing.
The way I look at it is if they haven't started developing their new network core, then they're way behind the 8 ball because Verizon is already on theirs and AT&T is already on theirs. From what I understand, I hear Verizon's the furthest ahead when it comes to the 5G network core. Like it's almost ready for commercial business. So, and I think AT&T is close too.
Verizon's
for the 5G network core.
789 on LTE. They're at 789 right now. They're getting ready to put out a QCI 6.4 for Verizon. I guess it's supposed to launch by the end of the year for the LTE side. Okay. So it's going to be in par with AT&T 6789.
So my question would be, was this something that wasn't posed to the investors before the merger happened?
Well, I'm not sure if this has anything to do with the merger or if it's merger related. I'm looking at this from a standpoint of, what do we have in store for the future? As the networks are evolving and they're responding to consumer needs, how set up for failure or success is the T-Mobile operation? Like, how is their QCI format going to better serve their customers in the future? I think it's bad. I don't think this suits them well moving forward. That's why I was saying, and I wasn't trying to create any urgency. I'm not trying to be, hyperbolic or anything like that. But, like if you have an old system, it makes you less dynamic. It makes you less able to adjust and pivot. You're always kind of like you're like a slave to that technology or a slave to that system, as opposed to you commanding the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my concern is with a 5G network on the horizon, do you have a system that is going to exploit that and allow you to flourish as a 5G network competitor? I have more faith in what AT&T is doing in that respect. And I have more faith in Verizon because I know that they're further along in the development of their core for 5G. And it's pretty clear as I'm watching Verizon navigate the 5G waters currently, they're landing a bunch of really, really important industry needs. They're already making deals with Walmart for inventory, medication inventory, and healthcare. They're making deals with hospitals. I know that AT&T has a deal with Carlos. What was the AT&T deal? Is it Nellis?
Nellis, yeah.
Yeah, that's a government contract, bro. They got to deal with the DOJ. Like those deals are all going towards AT&T and Verizon. Those deals aren't happening much with T-Mobile. I think T-Mobile has a couple of education deals, like with some universities and some schools. But
That's
low
all
key,
Sprint deals,
right? But so I know that part of the reason they're not getting those deals are because they're not further along in the development of those services. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't, because what if the question from Walmart is, okay, well, where are you with your network core? Or where are you with your 5G deployment? Or where are you in respect to this need that we have?
what priority do I get? If I pay you guys this X amount of money versus this X amount of money in the network, how are you going to answer that?
Yeah, I understand, Robert. That's 100% true. I know that there's still soda machines that are running on 2G and 3G. And they're not even on LTE yet. So I understand that. At some point, people have to pivot, and that has to change. I do not work in telecom. I'm a school teacher. I do not work in telecom. Never. I don't know, man. It would be cool, man. I don't know what my place would be in telecom, but I wouldn't mind working in telecom. You're welcome, Sin City. Thanks for the kind words. Appreciate the encouragement. Thanks very much. Yeah, I'm a school teacher, man.
Yeah, if you want to work in telecom, you should intern with T-Mobile.
See, Ova. Really, bro? Really? Somebody. I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, you need to go to Verizon, bro. You love Verizon.
Hey, this is where I kind of have to tell Pete. I don't know. I kind of would think it wouldn't be true if they got the same type of network as AT&T and Verizon, and they actually got it in par with the core and everything. I think they could steal some government contracts. I think they have that much credit. I
think they have to. I think they have to. You've got to get in some of those sectors, bro. You got to get a deal like the Walmart deal. Bro, Verizon has an Amazon deal. That's not even. It's not even like a joke. Like they're in Boston doing mech services,
bro. I know, but think about it too. If T-Mobile did fix their stuff and they actually did do a quality of network, they actually had QCIs and all this stuff, and they offered a better rate, and their service and their network wasn't as congested, and actually deployed all their damn spectrum, then yeah, I can see them winning a contract because the pricing.
Thanks for the super chat, bro, and Texas Marine, thank you for yours. Sprint is Dookie in H-Town. Now Death Star rules.
Oh, it's Texas.
Yeah, man. I agree with you, Carlos. I think if the network is able to perform, then why can't they get those deals? I mean, what's going to get in their way? If you could prove to people that you can compete, then what's going to stop them from making those deals? I don't see what the issue is. What's up, Nathan? Would T-Mobile be better off on upgrades and build outs if they were to get government contracts? I mean, I really wanted them to get the FirstNet deal, but I don't think they were able to live up to those lofty requirements. Carlos, those FirstNet guidelines are pretty fierce.
Yep, I've seen them.
They're yeah. Slaw, what's up, bro? Appreciate the donation, and glad you're a part of the community, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the live streams. We enjoy bringing them to you guys. So yeah, thank you for that. I also don't like the SIM hacking issues, the SIM hijacking. That's a concern. I bet you that plays a part in this too. You know, there's a bit of a.
They were supposed to deal with that and fix that years ago.
It's not any different in my perception, Silva. What do you think?
That was supposed to have been. I remember when the SIM hacking thing was coming up. I would say maybe early 2010s, maybe early 2010s.
They've been having a problem for a decade with this.
I remember because I remember seeing reading articles about it, and them talking about the SIM hacking, and that's why they give you like this little code when you call in.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to deal with that issue. This is with T-Mobile. So whenever you call in, there's a code that you have to give in order to access your account with anything that you're doing. And I had set it up because this is what they said this is what you needed to do, you know, for the whole SIM hacking thing. So I'm like, when I saw that people were losing accounts and, you know, creators were losing accounts for the SIM hacking thing, I was a little kind of taken aback by that because I never realized that was still a thing.
Carlos, what do you think about this from MS?
Bro, I don't think.
What do you think, man? I don't think T-Mobile USA gets a government contract as the core businesses out of Deutsche Telekom in Germany.
Well, I mean, eventually maybe T-Mobile might separate from Deutsche. You never know, because I mean, they really don't help them out anyways. All they do is just collect cash.
They really don't, dude. T-Mobile needs $20 billion a year for the next 3 years to compete in this beginning phase of 5G. And if T-Mobile is going to have to be forking up their own money and they can't get any type of stimulus or infusion from Deutsche Telekom, they're probably not going to be able to do $20 billion.
Of course.
They're going to struggle to get past that 15, 16 billion. I mean, you've seen what they've had to resort to over the last couple of months. The fee changes, the fee increases, the policy changes. I mean, they even went to Metro and changed things. It used to be you could go to Metro and upgrade your phone every 90 days, get an upgraded promo price on a new phone. They made it 180. So they doubled it. So you're upgrading half as much, right? So that way you're paying full price for a phone unless you're waiting, 6 months. They're hitting prepaid, they're hitting MVNO, they terminated contracts, they're shutting down sites. They're not upgrading all sites to full capabilities. We just learned that they're doing tower modifications. Right. They're doing tower upgrades without adding band 71 or band 41.
And they're not even ripping out the old equipment. They're leaving it there because they didn't get paid to rip it.
Break that down to Silva, man. Explain that to him, what they're doing.
Let me hear that.
This is crazy.
Bro, okay. Basically, we had a couple of internal sources that gave us photos and everything. And we heard it all through the phone. We were on the phone with him. And he was asking them questions to the tower crew there. He was like, oh, you guys adding the, band 71 and the 41 and, doing all the 5G stuff. He was acting like, he was a big time shill,
Yeah,
and then basically the guy was like, no, we're just doing LTE and advancements.
Modernization, they called it.
Yeah, band 2 and 66 modernization. And then he was like, really, you guys are not adding that? He was like, no. And then he was like, well, what's with the extra the older panels here? Oh, T-Mobile didn't pay us to rip those down, so those are just going to stay there. What? They said whatever they don't pay us, we don't do, because they haven't paid us in the past for stuff. So whatever they don't pay for, we don't do.
So that's basically, exactly Silva, if I was paying you, to upgrade my tower sites, and let's say I had like hardware up on the tower site for band 12 and band 66, and I said, okay, I want you to go up there. I want you to upgrade the band 12 and the band 66 hardware. But to save money, I'm going to tell you, don't take down the old hardware. Just put up the new hardware. Because to take it down, you would be charging me. right? There would be a fee associated because it's going to take you a couple hours to bring all of the old hardware down and then, install the new hardware.
Yeah.
So they're like, just leave up the old hardware and then put up the new stuff next to it. Why? You're not going to operate the hardware, but that's like, to me, that's cutting corners and that's being cheap.
Yeah, that sounds like real janky, man.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know that was actually possible. I thought there would be something from the FCC that would be like, you can't have non-operative hardware deployed on a tower site because of weight restrictions, bro. There's so many complications that could happen, right? Like, what if that tower site was heavy and then there was a severe storm? Carlos, can that take down a tower site? A lot of weight with a lot of bad wind and bad storms?
Yeah, of course.
So they're literally willing to risk it.
Because they didn't even add any more any structural securities to it. If you would have added maybe a couple of structural securities, maybe upgraded the gauge on the poles or whatever, maybe then it could be able to hold during a storm. But if you're just adding to what's currently there that only has a certain weight limit, then yeah, you're gonna have a big issue when a windstorm comes through.
And we just got word from the chief technical officer at T-Mobile, Neville Ray. He said that all sites that they're upgrading are going to get 2.5 gigahertz. And if that tower site does not have band 71, the 600 megahertz, they will be doing that too. And he said it takes less than 10 days. And what did that tower crew tell us, Carlos? How long was it going to take to do the modernization?
14 to 21 days.
So
somebody's
lying, bro.
Because they're waiting on their payment as they do. So they get paid as they work. So if they run the fiber, they wait to get paid. Then if they add the panel, they wait to get paid, because their credibility sucks now because of what happened before with that tower company.
It's
that's
crazy.
What the guy was telling us.
T-Mobile never had these problems up until November.
I'm trying to understand how $1 billion company can't pay contractors to upgrade towers.
Bro, this started last year. T-Mobile has there's no non-pay pedigree. Like, there's no reputation. This all just started. This started in November. That was the first time we heard of a story that the workers, the contracted workers, didn't get paid for their October work. It never happened before that. To me, that means the merger trial, the whole litigation issue, I think that really set them back and hurt them. Because the network stopped getting upgrades. All new sites were put on hold. There were all these different things going on. And they just consumed a carrier. We literally only have 3 now. So we have and look, I don't care what anybody says. T-Mobile did not just consume Sprint for the spectrum. They consumed them to get 50 million customers and eliminate a competitor. And if you don't believe and if you don't agree with me, that says more about you than me, because where I'm from, when there's mergers, we know they're trying to eliminate a carrier and get more powerful and gain market share. It's not that they care about the customers, because if they cared about the customers, they would invite the competition, not eliminate it. And the same people that were talking smack about AT&T and Verizon consuming all those regional carriers for the last 20 years, where are they now? Right?
Well, it's almost as if T-Mobile acquired Sprint and just got jankier. It's like,
well, the problem is at some point the network is going to falter to the point where people are going to start leaving. Right? Like, if you don't upgrade the tower sites, if you don't improve the network, bro, they have to migrate a lot of Sprint customers to T-Mobile. So that's why they have to improve the T-Mobile network right now, so they can start moving people over off of the Sprint sites. Right? There's a lot of Sprint customers still on the Sprint network. They're trying to get them over to the T-Mobile network, but they can't, because the T-Mobile network is not built to support 2 companies of customers. So Ciova, if you had a business that can serve 1,000 customers, and all of a sudden a place closes and you got to support their 1,000 customers. You can't do it. You don't have the staff. You don't have the real estate. You don't have the resources. You just can't. So what they have to do is very carefully, they have to find a way to get Sprint customers onto their network without making everybody mad, having a horrible network experience, because there is a real issue called congestion and outages and network failures. We've already seen it rear its ugly head a couple of times, and we feel, and this is just us speculating, we feel that Neville got caught with his hand in the cookie jar when he tried to migrate those million Sprint customers, and all of a sudden, boom, we had major outages across the nation.
Yeah. That was crazy.
It's a very sensitive time, because if T-Mobile starts losing customers, how do they get them back? They're going to go to greener pastures. They're going to say, well, I've been with T-Mobile forever, but if the network's not performing, I have to move. I have to move on. Bro, if my wife can't make a call on her phone, I'm done. I'm done with whatever company that is. If all of a sudden Verizon's network is not reliable, I'm gone. I have no allegiance or affiliations with these companies. I need to get my service of what warrants the money I'm paying them. I don't care, bro. You think I care if my SIM card is red and white, or it's magenta, or if it's blue and orange? I don't care, because my money's going there for service. I think there's going to be some churn rate if this stuff keeps up.
That's why I'm trying to get ahead of the curve.
Dang.
With Verizon not coughing up them discos, but we're going to talk about that later.
Get the promo codes, bruh.
Yeah, give them the promo codes, bruh.
Them codes are tough, bruh, but you can get it. It
may even require you, closing that deal with those extra lines like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure that's the verified move, because that's the verified move. Boy, I'm doing that.
Bruh, if anybody knows, it's this guy. He knows.
The skunk ape.
The skunk ape knows. Because Carlos has helped me save a lot of money, in adding lines and porting numbers and stuff. He knows the ins and the outs of how these deals can be made. So he's very knowledgeable in the retail side of things.
Dude, but I'm telling you, bro, I helped Greg. This guy, they literally were jerking him. They were saying, there's no code, there's no this, there's no that. Bro, I told them in a text, I was like, bro, just call me, bro, and I got you. Dude, I called him, bro. Like, he called me, bro. He was like, hey, bro, didn't you just go to the Bronx? He pretended like I was in the Bronx. He was like, weren't you just in the Bronx and you just got your service and they gave you a code and blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, man. They said it was 50% off, bro. And they hooked me up with this code saying it was a family share. They saved something like that. And he hooked me up and he told me this and that. And, bro, out of nowhere, the guy, magically, I heard him say, he was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Boom, out of nowhere, he pops it up. That's what I'm saying, bro. They be playing like they don't know. Because that's it. Once they run out of those codes, they're out. So they're trying to save them for their homeboys and stuff,
Do me a favor, if you guys appreciate these live streams and the guests and what the SMT channel has to offer, please do hit the like button and share this to your socials. That would be amazing. Thank you for that. Chucky with the super chat says most T-Mobile customers just love the pandering. You guys agree with that statement?
Well, the thing is that I didn't even know that there was pandering for T-Mobile. I didn't even know that was a thing
till you came to the SMT Nation. Is that what it is?
And saw people pander. It's like, what are you doing with your life? Like,
that's a good question. That's a good
what do
question.
You mean? Like, bro, what do you mean? Like, what are you pandering for T-Mobile for?
I've given you my hypothesis on how the cult thing, not belonging and wanting to be part of something. I think there's some of that there.
Like, bro, it is the wildest. Like,
we talked about the Samsung Nights. I think Silva, you mentioned that.
Yeah. We talked about the Samsung Nights. It's just like, even when you bring it up, it's like, why are you? It's a telecom company. Like, you do know that they're very grimy, right? All of them. They're all
exactly.
Grimy. It just so happens that T-Mobile because Sprint is gone, T-Mobile is getting is going to get the brush to the slack now. The brute force of it now because their suckiness is getting put on blast. Because because Sprint's gone, so we can't laugh at Sprint anymore.
Yeah,
bro. There's a lot of people on the Sprint Reddit complaining about how Sprint service, they had decent service, and out of nowhere it's so horrid.
Well, why did they have the Sprint service? It was probably good for them where they lived, right?
Yeah.
And now it's not
in those limited areas.
Robert says T-Mobile panders a lot. I think I got a calendar from Verizon one year. What do you think of that, Carlos? Did you get a calendar once?
The what?
Did you ever get a calendar from Verizon?
No.
They never gave you nothing, huh?
I mean, they just give me credits.
Yeah. If you could prove to them there's something wrong with your service, they will credit you. They will.
Heck yeah, no questions asked. You don't even got to fight it.
Anan, he says, open up your Twitter DMs and I'll give you guys Verizon friends and family codes. That would be amazing. I would love to get Ciova a friend and a family code.
Yeah, because
that would be amazing.
Yeah, because I would use it Monday.
Yeah, so Anan, if you could email me, sneedmobiletech@gmail.com. I would love to forward that over to Ciova, help him out, man. He's a big time, supporter and part of the nation. So we'd love to look out for him if we could.
In my Jeezy voice, yeah,
yeah. Hey, Annan, I need a code too, bro. If you can spare one, even though I have Verizon, I'm trying to do a Verizon business, bro. And I got you. You can even open the business account if you want. Just email Sneed and tell him for me to get a hold of you.
Yeah, no, that'd be amazing, bro. Thank you. If you could look out for us, that'd be cool, bro. Yeah, because that's one heck of a discount, dude.
Yeah,
real.
Garen, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you very much. No comment, no question or anything. He just wants to be awesome and donate money. So thank you for that. It's rough times too. You guys know I do not expect donations. You guys donating is amazing, and we do thank you for that. Oh, what's up, Scoop, man? What's happening, bruh? Yeah,
Scoop.
The Bionic One. He said they don't work on business accounts. You're going to have to do a regular consumer.
Hey, Annan, I'll open another sub-level. I don't care. I already got 12 sub-levels. I'll open a number 13.
Dang.
Just let me know what's up. Yeah, bro. I got a lot of accounts with Verizon. I got 12 of them.
Flex, bro. Flex.
Now,
if new T-Mobile sucks, I'd go back to Verizon again. I've always thought they're the best locally. I just hate that they're twice as much. It's not that much, Robert.
No,
I don't know what you're paying on T-Mobile.
I was at the store, like, for real. Like,
Hold on, though. Hold on, Ciova. He might have some free line promos that he's been collecting over the last 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
So he might have like 7 lines, but only be paying for like 4. You know what I mean? Like he might have like 3 free lines that like John Leisure was giving away back in like 2013, 15, and 17.
Okay.
So he might be paying like 4 lines for $160, but he has like 7 lines total, which on Verizon would be like $230.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. And sometimes there's other discounts too, bro. He might have a discount that's been on there, a $30 discount. You never know. But yeah, the family plans, the multi-line accounts, the difference between AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile is minimal when you start doing multi-lines. Where T-Mobile creates a little bit of space is in the single line. They're definitely cheaper than AT&T and a lot cheaper than Verizon when it comes to single line. But the multi-line, the gap closes a lot. In fact, if it's not worth the difference, like for the same plan I have with Verizon, my 7 lines, I pay $230. I would be paying $220 at T-Mobile. But the coverage is so different. It's not worth the $10. It's not. How is that 4% discount, lesser bill worth it if the coverage is going to be lacking and I can't even live stream?
It's not worth it.
Not at all. Even if it was half the money, even if it was $120, and I could only do part of what I need to do, it's not worth it, right? Yeah, hit up Los on the Gmail. Yeah. Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Waking up from an unplanned nap, the scoop man was hungry. Indeed. What's up, Johnny boy? What's happening, brother? Just emailed you the code. The link works 5 times. It's not a unique link for each code. How's that, Carlos?
Dude, he's a G, bro. Thank you, man.
Anan. Salute, bro.
SMG.
Salute. Let's see
bro.
if we can we break off Ciova a piece? Can we do that, bro?
Of course,
right,
bro. Bro, hey, dude, let me know what's your PayPal, bro. I'll hook you up, bro, just for hooking it up, man.
We'll break you off a piece.
Right. Exactly, bro. So just on the email, just include a PayPal, bro, a link, so I can hook you over in the PayPal.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. All right. So now that we did the T-Mobile thing, let's cap this thing off. Home internet is about to get really good because we got some new blood in the game. So, Ciova, how do you view Elon Musk and Starlink?
Well, I don't know much about Starlink.
Okay.
Elon Musk is an interesting person. I'll say that much. He's an interesting person. He's very ambitious with the things that he claims. And I'm actually curious. I'm going to shut up now because I'm curious about what Starlink is.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, big shout out to Texas Marine. Thanks for the super chat.
Shout out.
3 phones, 1 watch, 263 on the Death Star. Unlimited Elite. So he's got the best plan you can get, consumer. Okay. Gene, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for that. Gene's got a new channel, by the way. He revamped the channel. So do check out his channel, Gene G Jr. on YouTube. Okay, so Starlink. What Elon Musk is going to do is he is going to offer home internet based on satellite deployments worldwide. Worldwide internet. Everywhere in the U.S., Canada, Africa, if you want it. The hardest thing with home internet, any type of home connections, is infrastructure. The underlying issue with why our internet providers suck is the fact that the infrastructure is not adequate. We either still have coax, we don't have fiber, the infrastructure is failing and needs to be replaced or upgraded, and they don't want to pay unless the return on investment is there. So take, for example, a neighborhood of 10 homes. Does it make sense for that neighborhood of 10 homes to get fiber installed? Probably not. The provider's not going to want to invest the money in running the fiber because they're never going to get the return of investment that they would want. Okay. Now, does it make sense to install fiber where you have 15 apartment complexes with 50 units in each apartment complex? Yeah, because you could run that fiber to the entire collection of apartment buildings and every person's going to pay $50 a month to each unit. And you've got 2,000 units in those buildings. So Elon Musk is saying, bump that. We're going to just do satellite home internet. And you're never going to have outages, right? It's going to be really reliable. You're not going to have to deal with people coming over with installation kits. We're going to send you the do-it-yourself install. You know, everything's going to be easy. And we're going to give you a good price. Because right now, satellite internet with HughesNet is like $150 a month for like 100 gigs of data. And it's like 25 megabits per second. So that's their competition. So they can come in and clearly disrupt big time. And the other piece, and the other piece to this is, what if you have like Cox Home Internet, or you have Charter, or Time Warner Spectrum, or whatever it's called these days, Infinity? They usually operate a cartel. There's no other competitor in that region. They're protected by the state laws, right? So this eliminates that crazy monopolistic cartel type approach where like AT&T has this part of town and Cox Internet has this part of town and Charter's got that part of town. They don't step on each other's toes. They stay out of each other's way and they charge whatever they want. And then they give you crappy product and crappy service because there's no competition to force the issue. Ciova is the only person baking cakes in Brooklyn. If he's the only bakery baking cakes in Brooklyn, he can charge whatever he wants and he can make horrible cakes. And there's no pressure for him to change because there's no competition. Now, Old Sneed Bakery opens up in Brooklyn. It could even be on the other side of town. Now we got a second competitor. Ciova Bakery is going to have to improve their product and improve their pricing if the other guy, Sneed Bakery, is starting to make good cakes and has a good price.
I'm upset.
You should be, because that makes you uncomfortable having to be held to a standard.
Yeah.
Because you were loving life when you didn't care about the outcome of your product. They can't even threaten to leave because where are they going to go? Right? So what Starlink is going to do, I think, is offer a superior product to poor performing home internet and also offer a better pricing for pre-existing satellite providers like HughesNet. And places that don't have internet options, there are parts in rural America that have zero home internet options. None. It does not exist. So this is where Starlink comes into play. Also, I think, and it's to a lesser, smaller extent, T-Mobile wants to do home internet. They're going to have to really upgrade their network to be able to handle that. But they can also bring, some competitive edge to the market if they want to provide 100 megabits a second, 300 megabits a second, whatever they decide they want to do. We're going to start seeing more competition. Thank goodness, because right now I have two options. I can get high-speed internet from Cox, and it's expensive, and it sucks. Or I can get slow-speed internet from AT&T, and it's expensive. You see how my options are not, like, legit? Carlos, what do you got, bro? What are your options?
CenturyLink or Cox.
Is either of them good?
If you can get CenturyLink fiber, of course it's great.
Is it expensive?
Yeah.
Isn't Cox horrible?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cox is horrible.
It's the worst. It's the worst I've ever had.
I was downloading yesterday from Sam Mobile. I have the premium service, so I was trying to download a firmware for the S20 Ultra. All right, I did it with Cox. It said 34 days, bro. 34 days to download a 5.5 gig file. I hook up the AT&T Nighthawk Puck with the prepaid SIM in there, the old prepaid iPad SIM, the unlimited. It got done in 7 minutes. That's how crazy Cox is.
Yeah, bro. We have no competition in Ohio. There's laws that are protecting the cartel-like operations with these providers. I mean, if we're going to be honest and truthful about it, our state legislation, our representatives have harmed us. They've allowed the home internet providers to be this way, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I wish I had Verizon Fios available to me, but they won't let Verizon Fios in Ohio. They won't let them. The cartel won't let them. I wish AT&T was allowed to do fiber here. They won't let them. They've got a certain amount of time where Cox is the only broadband provider here. I can only get DSL with AT&T. The moment any other option comes my way, I don't care if it's T-Mobile home internet, they upgrade the tower sites in my area, things get better, Starlink comes to the market, Verizon decides they want to do home internet with over LTE or 5G, I am switching on principle. I don't care if I have to pay $10 more a month. I am leaving Cox. Bro, to show you how crappy Cox is, I'm not even using them to do the stream. I pay for 150 by 15, and I can't get that, bro. and it disconnects. I'm
Now
doing this
that's
hotspot.
that's crazy.
I'm doing this hotspot from my Verizon LTE. I'm powering my freaking my desktop. I'm powering everything. I'm doing this entire operation from the hotspot on my cell phone, bro. And it's because my provider's garbage. And every time I call them about a problem, they blame me.
Yep.
They blame me for everything. I'm like, this has been garbage since day one, and you guys won't come out here. Silva, they tell me I have to pay for them to fix their problems.
You know what? They actually do that in New York too sometimes.
Hey, didn't Comcast get kicked out of New York for doing this type of stuff?
I don't know about Comcast. I know Optimum does it.
Optimum got kicked out, didn't they?
No,
And then
I have Optimum.
But they got to come back in when they said that they were going to start working with customers better, customer care, pricing. They were going to improve all that.
That may be because I am aware that Optimum charges $70-$75 to come in and view tech support, hardware, equipment type issues, and they charge you $70-$75 just to show up.
That's exactly what they told me. We need $90 to come out.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And they said if we fix it, we fix it. If there's nothing for us to fix, you still owe us $90.
Yep.
I said, you know what? I ain't giving you a dime. You come out and fix it, or I ain't paying you anymore. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and get AT&T, get a third of the speed for $10 more.
Yeah, but
and hopefully it works.
DSL, at least it's a dedicated line, so at least it'll be better than what Cox is going. Tell you,
bro, it's literally gotten to the point where I just don't want it to disconnect. Whatever you're gonna give me, just make sure I get that. I don't want disconnections. I don't want my live streams randomly freezing. I don't want to go through any of that, bro. Like, they don't understand that my YouTube livelihood depends on me staying connected. I don't need 1,000 terabytes of data. I need just a solid internet connection. No frills, no games.
That is terrible, man.
Lord Doritos, I'm making you cry. I know people that have 0 internet options. There's no infrastructure where they live. Companies won't even serve them.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that are stuck with like 3 megabits per second, and the FCC doesn't care.
No shit's given.
None
at all. Nope, none at all.
And then you got Ajit Pai with his giant mug, Reese's mug, just smiling, yucking it up with his 4 ginormous teeth sticking out like.
Like people, like, for that guy, man, people were so mad at Orange, man. They really needed to be real mad at that guy, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
For real. Like, all that smoke they got from all these unimportant pilots, like, that's the dude you need to point your smoke to, man. That guy, man, yo. And it's like it's a joke to him, right? Like, all of it is just like a big old joke to him.
Yeah.
Like it's almost as if like he's a puppet.
Yeah.
And he knows he's a puppet, so he's just there like just to like circle jerk off people, and when they do whatever it is that they want to do that screws all the consumers.
Yeah, man.
And he just smiles with that big old goofy mug of his.
Yeah.
Well, somebody needs to backhand him.
For real. Like, for real. That guy is trash.
Bro, they've made it so you cannot be a functional member of the United States society. Like, you can't be a functioning citizen here without a home internet connection. Like, we now have to work from home. We now have to educate from home. You get what I'm saying? It's no longer it's not icing on the cake. Home internet is the cake.
And how are you going to do it even if you do it over LTE when they limit the amount of data you can use over a hotspot, or you can or data connection period, bro? Because you can, how Androids, you can root it and use the hotspot as LTE data, but you use too much, eventually they'll kick you off. They'll cancel your plan because they know you're in rural America.
Oh, and they'll kick you off. They kick you off too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and go over 1,000 gigs on Cox 3 months in a row. They're going to kick you off.
Yep, that's how I got
and if you want it, they're going to make you restore service with a new contract for more money, slower speeds.
That's terrible,
That's
man.
bro.
That's
Bro,
That's what I
I'm
did.
terrible, man.
That's exactly what I did to get kicked out of Cox, bro. Is I just
That's
used it for 3 months. I
terrible.
used 5 terabytes a month every month, and I got kicked out.
they gave him a warning month number 1. They gave him a warning month number 2. They said do it again and we're canceling your
Yep.
count.
And
And they did.
I made sure to make the icing in the cake. I went to BitTorrent and I was downloading to torrents. And Cox does
Yeah.
not like that.
Oh, I used to get those emails all the time, bro, because I used to watch movies, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to watch like the new Avengers movie and I missed it in the theater, I could always just rip it off a torrent, right?
I was a savage with that. I never got an email.
Oh, they used to
Cox does
email
it in a
me, bro,
heartbeat.
and it never says like. And I called them one time. I said, "Stop emailing me." They said, "Sir, if you're downloading torrents, that's going to trigger the network to send an email." I'm like, "Stop it! Stop sending me emails." That's from the FCC, apparently. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's from the FCC, man. That's not even from them. But I'll still call them to yell at them anyway, regardless.
Yeah, man.
I'll still yell at them, man. That's crazy, man. I think it's like, so, 'cause I don't even sometimes realize, even though NYC is kind of crappy at times, it's kind of like a privilege to, to be in NYC because the kind of like the coverage issues that people have in other parts of the country, like you wouldn't really have in NYC. Like you'll have certain carriers or certain carriers like Optimum is like only in parts of the Bronx, but you still have like decent service. Like, I was able to buy the max plan available for Optimum without having phone, and I have zero issues with my internet connectivity. Like, so my reality is not doing live streams and worrying about the connection dropping out.
Right.
But in other places like where you're at, and I'm pretty sure like Ray too, like it's a constant issue with live streams cutting out because of the internet connection.
What's interesting about New York is because the population is so dense, the network infrastructure that it takes to properly meet the demands of the people, it actually requires multiple companies. Like they can't support 12 billion people, 12 million people in a city. The square footage of New York City is fierce.
Sometimes it feels like 12 billion on Monday morning, rush hour.
It's a lot of people, bro. And New York City's large geographically, the range, but there's just a lot of people. There's no way that one provider, two provider, three providers could serve them all. And the other piece of that is because there's so many people, they can pay. The return of investment is there for Charter and Altice and Comcast. The money's coming, right? It's coming back. So they're like, yeah, we don't mind investing and putting new infrastructure because we know that we're going to make it back. With the company's going to be profitable.
I remember using RCN. Like I had for my my company I was working with at the time, we had RCN because we was using a lot of VoIP systems, and we had like a whole T1 connection, and it was.
I remember the T1.
Right? Yeah, it was awesome. That T1 connection with RCN, that was crispy internet, boy.
What if I told you that there are some T-Mobile sites still running on T1 for backhaul?
What?
I'm not exact. There are still sites across America where T-Mobile is running T1 for the backhaul on their tower sites.
Dead serious, bro.
That means they haven't upgraded that backhaul in what, Carlos? 20 years?
That's 20. Well.
It's got to be 20 years. It's got to be like 99, 2000.
Last time I touched T1 was like what, 2013?
Yeah, but it had already been there for 10 years.
Oh my God.
T1, that was good. That was good home and business internet in 2000. Yeah. Yeah, man. Just to give you an idea about infrastructure problems in the US. And, there's rural parts of America where there's Huawei equipment for tower sites. They've got to rip all that out and replace it. The government ain't having it, bro.
Yeah, because Trump gave him that work. And so they got that. They got to get up out of there, man. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like that's messing. Like, and a lot of people don't even realize that when they talk about Huawei, they think the phones and stuff. Like
Oh, the phone's nothing, bro.
No, like Huawei is like freaking the Chinese IBM. Like they are in it, man. Like for Americans is you got the phones and the little laptop thingy and the little earbud thingy, bro. In China, they make freaking refrigerators, like smart lamps, satellites, like everything, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You would have managed if you had T1 back in the air, man.
Now, why do you think that rural America, the regional carriers, right, the regional wireless providers that our national providers roam on, so when Silva goes to North Dakota, right, or he's going to Idaho to go look at Sneed's oceanfront property, right, he's going to be roaming on U.S. Cellular and ComNet and whatever other provider. Those companies use a lot of Huawei gear.
With food stamps on deck,
right? EBT, you feel me?
On deck,
because
clucking
number
EBT.
One, the equipment's going to be less expensive.
Oh man,
and it's also going to perform. So they're like, slam dunk. I'm using Huawei. I can get the performance and the price advantage.
Come on, man.
Why would I want to use Ericsson? Why would I want to use Nokia? Why would I want to use Samsung? No way.
Come on, man. I'll give you this Huawei panel. You give me 50 food stamps, $50 food stamps. Man. Come on, man.
That right?
Stop embezzling the equipment. Stop it.
Come on, man.
Oh, my gosh, man. That's crazy. The infrastructure is so bad, man. Like, and the lobbyists, right? They push for, more like government tax write-offs instead of having pushing for the telecoms to improve the faulty infrastructure, man. Like at this point, right? Like T-Mobile shouldn't even be in the position they're in. Like, there's no reason for it. There's no real reason for it. Like every day I listen to, I'm like, why? Like why? What? They really? What? Really? and here's the crazy thing is why I always point people to your channel, Carlos, Ricky, all you guys, is that you go through the gadgets of the phones, the cameras, the speakers, the monitors, and all of that stuff, and then you go through all the stuff with the phones, but no one really thinks to talk about like the actual carriers that makes the phones worth being a phone. Yeah. Like this stuff is important, and a lot of people don't even realize how bad these carriers actually are. Like, when I was talking with you, Carlos, and Ricky about the whole 5G thing, and realizing that the whole 5G thing is not really 5G, I was like, well, my God, like imagine if I had 1 million subscribers on my channel and I pulled out the Note 20 Super Optimus Prime 5G and said, this is a great phone, but it's not technically 5G until next year. Like, what would the blowback be on that?
It's not even that, bro. It's you got a lot of people that rock imports, and don't get me wrong, imports are good. They're nice phones and everything, but they're not compatible in the US. What's the point of having a Wi-Fi only device? Because some only have band 2, 4, and 5. What are you going to do with band 2 and 4 or 5? Not every site has it. So then when you go to certain areas, you're going to go no service, where if you had a US-based phone, you would have service. So that's the problem with a lot of that stuff, and people need to learn about the technology instead of just be like, oh, I want that Black Shark 3. That Black Shark 3 only works on band 2 and 4 in the US. That's it. That's mid-band. If you go to a tower site that doesn't have 2 or 4, you're screwed. No service.
And that's it. No service. That's it.
My thoughts on the Amazon deal, that Quipper service. I invite it. I absolutely invite it. 100%. I mean, could you look at how innovative Elon Musk is willing to be? Now give him a competitor, count me in. They can go at it, bro. They can compete for innovation, and they can compete for pricing, and they can compete for service, and they can compete for product. Have at it.
Yeah, because that's like the same thing with AMD and NVIDIA, right? Because NVIDIA had their boots on AMD's neck since freaking George Bush was in office, right? AMD been taking L's from NVIDIA. So all of a sudden with Ryzen, AMD is like, no, we're coming up. And now it's like AMD it's putting boots to neck on Nvidia, and now Nvidia is being forced to actually compete. Like, you have to be better, and it's not going to be because you have a bunch of fanboys that just say you're better because they think you are. You're going to actually be better because with all the testing that's being done and all the information is coming out, your stuff is I meant to say Intel. I say Nvidia. I meant to say Intel. My mistake.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, Intel. Intel. You're going to have to be better because the stuff that you're putting out right now is just not better at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So let them compete. Let them fight. Let them throw dirty shots and kick between the legs and eye gouge like the dude in the UFC fight. Like, let them do.
Bro, my brother's he just got done ordering a new motherboard and a processor. He's doing the Ryzen. He's getting out of the i. He had an i9 on his. He's getting rid of the i9, bro, just for the Ryzen.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and me
it's
too.
That much better. It is.
Yeah,
bro. Man, it's not even. It's such a joke how better the consumer i9s are. The consumer Ryzens are so much better than the enthusiast i9s. Like, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. Like, it's
for
half
the price.
50% better.
50%. Yeah. Or it just being nice. 50% being nice.
Wow.
Like, you'll have an Intel chip that's like, what's the extreme? One of the extremes is like 5,000, right? So you'll have an Intel chip that's like 2,000 to 3,000 or whatever, right? And then you'll have a Ryzen version of that that's like 1,800, right? So the difference is about maybe 20-30%. Because this is what I was doing with a friend. We were just going over all the prices, all the Ryzen and Threadripper and all the Intel prices. And when you look at the difference in prices and the amount of cores and the performance you get, it's like, man, why would you even look at Intel at this point?
And big shout out to Cesar. Thanks for the super chat sticker. Appreciate you, bro.
And also with AMD, you can overclock the heck out of them and not worry about degrading of the chipset versus Intel. You overclock it more than 10%. It degrades the cores in the chip throughout the time.
It turns into a space heater.
Yep.
Yeah. Big shout out to Sean. Totally agree, dude. Everybody wants to get Black Sharks and whatnot. You got to make sure that these imports have the bands you need. Otherwise, you're going to be living a 3G life. And with a lot of the 3G getting decommed now in the USA, moving over to refarm into LTE and 5G, that's a no-go. You do not want to turn your expensive import into a Wi-Fi only device. So I cannot recommend some of these devices that are being imported from the Asian markets.
I mean, that's even why I completely ignored that Sony phone, right? Because like
it's optimized for Japanese usage.
Yeah, from jump, I heard about the bands. I was like, no,
not happening, Chief.
Not even worth it.
Oh, for the same amount, you can buy a phone that's compatible for the US, bro, like an ROG3 US version.
Pronounced Kuiper. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I've been following the story, dude. I'm big into competition, and they both have a lot of money. And listen, where you get true competition is when you have companies and CEOs that don't allow anything to get in their way. Nothing is stopping Elon Musk, ever. He's never going to stop anything he wants to see all the way through. He will see it through. He wanted cars on the moon. He gets cars on the moon. Then there's no reason for there to be cars on the moon. He just wants them there. He does not care. He just wants to do it. Look at Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. They just did not care. Nothing was going to stop them. That's John Ledger, like these Steve Jobs, bro. They built Steve Jobs the first iPhone. Motorola built it. He said it's not good enough. Scrap, built his own. Nothing was going to stop him. He was going to do it.
A lot of people don't even know that. I didn't even know that.
The first iPhone was not an iPhone. It was a Motorola phone. And he said, not good enough. Got rid of it.
Hold that generational L, Motorola.
Yeah. Motorola could have been the iPhone producer. Couldn't do it. It was not what he wanted. They gave it to him. He said, no, thank you. This is not going to cut it. Did it his way. The rest is history.
Yeah, bro. Let them compete, man. Let them compete. Let them compete.
Let them fight.
Yeah.
Let them fight. Survival of the fittest, evolution, natural selection, the whole shebang. Let him have at it.
Yeah, and I wanted to pull back a little bit. Carlos said, so you said that the ROG 3 has the bands needed for US?
Yes.
If it's a US version, yes, because usually they sell the US version, an India version, and a China version.
The reason they do the India and the Chinese versions is because those phones cater to those specific markets, and they do have different bands.
John already know. John said, "Don't let Cesar know about that."
Man.
No, regardless of the switch to Verizon, I'll still have my eyes reluctantly on the ROG 3.
The ROG 3 would the North American ROG 3 will be compatible with Verizon all the way.
Bro, I used the India one with Verizon. It had bands 2, 4, 5, 13, and 66. It had them all.
You know what you want
with Verizon.
You know what you wouldn't have, Los? You wouldn't have the 46 and the 48, which would be the future part.
Well, no, I mean on the ROG 2, but that was the 2. But either way, it worked with Verizon on the main, at least on the principal bands.
Yeah. But the ROG phone, I would not call that a strict import. That one's a loose import.
Yeah.
It's kind of sort of.
It's like a mix, like a mutt.
Kind of sort of wants to be a North American phone.
That's why we call it the mutt, man.
It's the mutt. So you're gonna end up over there with a ROG 3, huh, Silva?
Maybe. I'll probably keep an eye on it. I mean, my YOLO tech buying heart wants to get the 16 gigabytes of RAM one.
Oh, they got an 8 and a 16 or a 12 and a 16?
12 and a 16.
Okay.
And that's the one with it's going to be 16 with 512. My YOLO heart wants to get that one, but I'm still going to get the Note 20 Ultra Optimus Prime.
Oh, bro, that's last year's specs, bro. Last year's specs, basically. Oh, bro,
sounds like a no-go for Carlos.
Hold on, I'll be right back,
bro. I'm just gonna get it for the unboxing, and it's going for sale right away. That's it.
Well, we're pretty much done. Ricky wants to get going at 10 p.m. So let me just do some thank yous. Let me thank everybody in the live chat for being here to watch and get involved in the discourse and the conversation. Thank you, Carlos and Silva, for coming through. Hashtag Mod Squad, all my moderators with the blue wrenches that held it down for me. Thank you guys for that. All that donated super chats. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Appreciate the considerations and supporting the channel. All the patrons, thank you guys for supporting us there. Before you get to going, please do like this video. Share this to your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook, your friends, however you do it. Sharing it really does help the channel out tremendously. Thank you in advance for that. In the description box, we've got all the links for all the things happening with the community, the Patreon page, the Twitter handle. We got the audio-only version of the podcast on there as well. That's pretty much it. Hashtag 2Live Crew if you watch this in the live. Hashtag Replay Crew if you watch this on replay. Hashtag Ravioli Gang if you were watching this while you were hungry or eating dinner.
Gotta add one more hashtag, bro.
One more hashtag?
Yeah, I gotta add it.
Okay.
No more T1. No more T1.
Hashtag no T1.
No more T1.
No more T1. You guys are the best. Carlos, Silva, thank you guys for coming through. Thank you, SMT Nation. You guys are the best part of the channel. Much love. I hope you guys, I wish you wealth. I wish you health. Take it easy. Be safe out there, and we'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.
Peace.